Is Tejas, the new set of contract, almost 100 fighter jet, a little upgraded version. Do you see the day of light?
Of course, the Tejas, right next to me. This aircraft was right. I've been trying to tell you. I have seen. I'm sorry. Let me talk a little negative. That I was very aghast when I was the spokesperson in Ministry of Defence, and people called it hoax. They called Arunachalam hoax, who was the leading person behind space. That was a great mistake. Thanks to our late Prime Minister Atal Bihari Ji, that he revived this. It is his energy which revived it, and the present government. That is, we saw the present government has made this aircraft and reached there in such a short while. It has done. Yeah, still long, but I personally feel we have done. Now the Mark 1A is going to fly. Mark 1A, number of squadrons are going to be there, 8 or 9 squadrons they will form. They are going to replace MiG-21. Then the TED-F, TED-BF, for the aircraft landing, the twin engine version for deck landing, that is going to come. Air Force and Navy are going to change their sets. The beauty of this aircraft will be, it will be part of the Navy, it will be part of Air Force. The pilots will go and fly with Navy, the naval pilots will fly with Air Force. Our ground equipment, the ground crew, everything will be, see, the commonality factor will be so useful to us that interoperability, this aspect will play wonders with us.
And the scalability part of it, because it is all indigenous.
And mind you, now you have taken the word out of our mouth, indigenous. That is where we have always got beaten because we were not indigenous. We always have to look forward. In Kargil, you're going around with your hat for your shells. We don't have artillery shells. We don't want to see that day. That we have to have our thing. Our aircraft engine. Now we are all talking of engine, Kaveri engine, this, that, and people are conjecturing. People who don't even know about it, they are making statements. When we have not made our engine. Why? Because the technology of engine metallurgy is missing. We must now tap the IITs. We must force them that we want students to produce a model for that.
Kaveri engine is one of that progression?
It's coming, but Kaveri engine is now, people had given up hope. Now it is coming up. Kaveri engine will come, other engines will also come. And we have to kill this feeling that we are weak in making engine. Why are we weak in making engine? That paper has to be written. Why are we kamzor in making an engine? Why? For what reason? A proper investigation is not done. I personally feel, I don't want to be negative. I hope there is no foreign influence which made us go into this feeling that you can't make an engine. Because HF-24 I found, which I flew, a twin engine aircraft way back, which was made in 60s. I flew it in 70s and 80s. Why did it get grounded? Why didn't we develop it? That also inquiry will go side by side. And when you read that, then you'll realize what steps you take.
Sir, as Air Force veteran, Operation Sindoor or a Red Sindoor or a Bloody Sindoor, where do you see what happened at Kirana Hills?
The Kirana Hills was the extension of the Sindoor color horizon to horizon. It means the purity of Sindoor was felt all over the world. That is what I mean to say. Kirana Hills, Sargodha, everybody knew their housing, their armament and all there in the hills. Even the Noor Khan base, their American nuclear technology weapon systems are there. They kept it there to handle the Chinese.
Should I probe you further and say that, do you think that American nuclear arsenals were destroyed along with the boots there?
Of course. There was a serious damage to the whatever the nuclear arsenal was there. I don't have the list, and I don't even bother to find out that the right people know already. But there were leakage, there were danger, and that is why America was so nervous that they wanted a ceasefire. So when Trump says, I called for ceasefire, he is right in a manner. He dreamt of ceasefire first. That's why he called. That's why he was wanting a ceasefire.
You are putting a very strong word. You say that Trump requested for ceasefire rather than ordered for a ceasefire.
He told Pakistan. He told and India was very clear. India says when Pakistan DGMO requests, we'll consider. Ceasefire is part of the game. In any battle, you can have a ceasefire. Ceasefire does not mean stop. We're going back to barracks. No, ceasefire is hold fire wherever you are.
So you mean to say Donald Trump requested for ceasefire?
Yes, it was his request that the ceasefire should be done. In fact, he and Pakistan and Donald Trump were the same because Donald Trump's Pakistan took the beating and Donald Trump's equipment was getting destroyed. So both of them wanted simultaneously.
And is that this tariff drama only outcome of what happened at Kirana Hills, the losses to the American arsenals?
Everything started from there. The Trump's voice changed. His attitude changed. Of course, his attitude was already started changing. That we had sensed also when he was helping Bangladesh. He was helping the Bangladesh people, trying to remove the Bangladesh army chief, create a coup out there. All those things are there. But when this thing happened, it was established that Trump is now behind all that. So India,
One last question and a
India
very
took it absolutely as it should be taken because we are a very strong nation. When you are standing as a strong person and you get a punch in the boxing ring, you absorb it.
Do you think, sir, Wing Commander Bakshi, do you think that is it the Kirana Hills that prompted the losses that the USA suffered that prompted Donald Trump to say we need a dome? We need an iron dome.
Who need Pakistan or India?
America.
Of course, America needed Iron Dome, and nobody is attacking America.
Because Brahmas exposed them?
Obviously, Brahmo exposed them, but let's listen. America is very happy that there is nobody attacks American land. American assets were. They require Iron Dome. That's why in Pakistan, America has to create an Iron Dome to protect its assets. That's what you mean to say.
No, I meant to say wider, but including what you are saying. I won't mind you expressing what American assets in Pakistan and American assets worldwide.
Worldwide, everywhere they will protect it. So Iron Dome, by the way, Iron Dome which has been made by Israel has been held by America only. So there is no doubt about it. So Iron Dome which is there, that also has its capability when we are talking of Iron Dome. That is its capability which you saw in Israel-Iran war. So it can get saturated. Saturated means it can only stop a number of missiles at a time.
When Indian Prime Minister talks about Sudarshan, how do you interpret it and what is the scope that you see and how big and wide the work should be?
Sudarshan should have been 30 years back. Why not? Why delayed? My first paper will be on that inquiry. Why the delays taking place? Sorry, I'm not negative. Why this thinking was already there that we will not do this, not do that is why I stopped it. And now I appreciate that we have taken this stand. This is the finest thing in my ear, what you just said, that we are now going to create Sudarshan Chakra. Now that is a multi-layered air defense system which will bring in interception of long-range missiles, very short-range interceptions. It will have DEW, the directed energy weapon systems with laser. It will have special drones, anti-drone devices. Everything will be together so that when you have to protect, you protect your assets as a one integrated area where Army, Navy and Air Force are fighting with their assets, with the space assets thrown in, with all your early warning systems and your psychological warfare systems, everything working together with cyber. When they are working in one module together, that is the integrated system, and in that, when you want special air defense arena, that is where Sudarshan will take place.
Taking you further,
protection of Navy, protection of Army assets and Air Force assets together.
taking you further probing, do you think that Sudarshan, because India is launching and will be launching dozens and dozens of foreign satellites, and the space and those satellites will need protection, Sudarshan is a right move? But the second question is also, does India have appetite for that much investment, which will run into tens of millions, hundreds of millions, and billions as well?
No, I'll tell you, appetite. India has a desire to spend so much money. There's no doubt about it, and India can absorb it, but provided we have the finances for that, that we'll develop by and by. So we'll cut a coat according to a cloth. We'll take one step at a time. We are not going to rush through it. Let me assure you. And that is why, because this Sudarshan Chakra thing which is now going to be protecting the land arena now, slowly and slowly will extend to space. Because the space weapon systems are going to be intercepted. By the way, your missiles can intercept the satellites. So they'll be intercepted from ground. And then you have the AWACS thrown in where the joint interception can take place. You know, this is a special subject we have to discuss separately, how this system will work. You will be surprised. It is very intriguing how it will work. Where your naval radars are picked up something, when naval fighters are there, they hand over to the Air Force assets through AWAC, and the Air Force fighters take place. How the army comes in, how the cyber comes in, everything. This is
AVAC was a buzzword only few weeks back, few months back, and where you have a good set of understanding with international partners, what you can say about AVAC and Pakistan and how Indian Air Force worked there.
Pakistan has got their own AWAC. It doesn't.
What I mean to say, where is Pakistan's defense as of today? How robust is that?
That is what has shaken Pakistan. That their defense is very weak. That has shaken America. Because America and Pakistan are depending together. Why? America has strategic interest in Pakistan. Not because they have put their nuclear weapons only there. The entire area is there rolling towards the central area, Asian Republic, that area. Across Afghanistan, America's interest is there. And the Pakistan is a springboard for that. So that's why Afghanistan and Pakistan, America was very interested. And America is now getting worried because China is entering it. If you know the news 3 days back, it came that CPEC is being extended by China from Pakistan into Afghanistan. And I heard the ambassador, Chinese ambassador speaking in very recently. I was attending the talk, and I brought out that question that if China is increasing the CPEC to Afghanistan, and we are talking in terms of rapprochement between India and China, then will India change its policy by supporting the CPEC activities? Now that was my question, because they were talking in terms of rapprochement between India and China. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That is what worrying America very badly.
China also remains invested in Pakistan, not only the roads, but the defense and also the experiment ground of its defense kit.
That is where they started from. That is where they started. What about 1965? Who supported Pakistan? All the sabers, all the patents they were all American equipment. 71, the entire 7th Fleet came into Bay of Bengal against India. That is thanks to Russian submarines, which they threw them back.
I'm drawing your attention to Chinese.
The Chinese were kept at bay. Russia told Chinese in 1971, keep out. So China was kept out. Now, America does not want China to enter. That's very strange. America knows China is India's enemy. America knows it. Enemy of an enemy should be my friend. But unfortunately, America and China cannot be friends. So America is in a very strange situation. That's what it should do. How to handle China.
And both are interjecting in Pakistan.
Yeah, but both are interested in Pakistan. It's like one mistress being demanded by two men. That is what the thing is. Both want Pakistan. Both want. Exactly, that is the case. And Pakistan knows it. So Pakistan is merrily taking advantage of both the lovers. So that is what it is. So Pakistan is taking weapons from China. Pakistan is taking weapons from America, taking money from both of them. Both of them are supporting.
And all Pakistani generals are enjoying in America and UK.
And Pakistani generals are becoming field marshals. Imagine the general, Pakistani general is junior to the air chief, and yet he becomes a field marshal. So what I was trying to tell you, it's a very funny situation. But we have to be very careful. We have to be above all that. Let them do anything. Until and unless we develop ourselves, until and unless we have the Kaveri right engine for this aircraft, until and unless we have the right metallurgy, unless we make our own tank grade metal, until and unless we make sure that our artillery guns are made from our metal, and all that, we have a big homework on our laps. We have to do it.
Thank you, Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, for talking to Vision Television and sharing your wisdom and your worth and your time in Air Force.
Thank you very much. Jai Hind.